Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 10th of August going through until Sunday the 16th of August 2020. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to be with you today because what I get to do today is break down the coming week for you day by day. Through the astrology, I've had a look at what the planets are doing this week, how they interact and what energy they kind of create. So I'm going to give you the prediction for the coming week, Monday through until Sunday. My horoscopes are based on UK time, so please bear that in mind if you're in a different part of the world. And these videos are for all signs of the zodiac. So if you're a Capricorn or Aquarius or Virgo or Leo watching this, this is a weekly horoscope that applies to you and everyone else, because it's like taking the astrological temperature and seeing what the astrological weather is like, okay? As above, so below. The astrology and what the planets are doing does affect all of us here on a daily basis. I do believe that. So anyone who's like, you don't believe in astrology, do you? Yeah, I actually do. The way the moon influences the tides, I think the other planets influence all of us here on the earth. Okay, so starting with Monday, the 10th of August, we've got the moon going into the sign of the bull, Taurus, at 1:29 in the morning. The moon is how you feel. It's that inner part of you that doesn't need explaining. It just is. It's the way you feel on that day. It's your essence, okay? And in Taurus, it really connects with the earth. It connects with anything that you can take charge of and take control of. Finances, a business, the way you look, the way you interact with people in a physical way, the way you look after your diet, anything that you can take charge of and take control of. The Taurus moon then sextiles Venus in Cancer. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. In the sign of Cancer, it's in water, and it's really focused on initiating loving romantic connections with other people that are people who can be loved so much that they become family. So it's a family of your own choosing that you can create with Venus in Cancer. And with that connecting with a moon in Taurus, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so Venus in Cancer has a great affinity with the Taurus moon, and it's really a beautiful time of blossoming and relationships coming to fruition. The moon also conjuncts the planet of the miraculous, Uranus, also sitting in the earth sign of Taurus, and it forms a square with the communication planet Mercury, which is fired up in the sign of Leo. So we've got a really hot, kind of intense connection there, but then also the feeling realms via Venus and Cancer. Mercury in Leo, so communication is really lit up. And what I mean by that, it's out in the open, it's public, it's bright, it's direct, it's no nonsense. That forms a square with Uranus and Taurus, so you don't know what you can expect as a result of interaction and communication during this time. And Mercury in Leo, squares Uranus, and then the Leo sun quincunxes Jupiter in Capricorn, the lucky planet, and your identity are sitting together in Leo, fire, and Capricorn, earth. So taking practical action based on your desires, on what gets you fired up and motivated, that's going to lead to positive outcomes. So all together here with these planets doing what they're doing on Monday, you really have the presence of mind, clarity, and open heart to start an amazing new relationship with another person, a new business, or a new job. Okay? You're just really there. You know yourself. Everything is clear. It's like a fire elemental. You know those little... Yeah, just think of it as a fireball that has a kind of consciousness of its own. It's not foggy. It's not lacking in energy. It's not held back and stuck. It's free to do as it pleases. With that fire in the chart here on Monday, you're going to be willing to take risks on Monday, the 10th of August, that you wouldn't take otherwise. You feel strong enough to take on things that you usually wouldn't. So do something that you know needs doing, but you haven't got around to it yet because it has seemed difficult or out of your reach or whatever. If you do that, you'll be pleasantly surprised. So that energy, I have the confidence to take a risk here. If you do, it pays off for you. Moving on to Tuesday, the 11th of August, the Leo Sun, and also the Sun in Leo, happy birthday Leos by the way, is a really nice placement because the Sun rules Leo, so also it's free. It can have fun, it can do what it pleases, it can express its energy in a way that's really comfortable to the Sun. And having a Sun that's comfortable just allows you to go, self-acceptance, self-love, I am who I am, this is what I enjoy. You like it? Great. You don't like it? Great. This is what I enjoy. The Sun in Leo quincunxes the lucky planet Jupiter in Capricorn, which is a great combo. So to get something out of this, translate it into a physical, practical format. So I like going on roller coasters at Alton Towers, hooray. That brings you the outcome that you want, or is very likely to give you the outcome that you want. The Moon is still in Taurus, so a real ability still to control the physical world. So I can travel, I can change the way things look, I can control my environment and the people in it. That trines Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto adds a different dimension. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, change. It's Hades in mythology. And in Capricorn, it means that your life can change dramatically for the better. The Jupiter conjunction there helps. And altogether on Tuesday the 11th, for the best results, speak up and be seen. Let yourself be looked at. And you're really, what I get intuitively is that you're really comfortable with your own presence, with your own identity. It's like you've come into focus for yourself. It's like, I understand you now. Okay, great. So the complex being that you are shifts a few kind of cameras and you can see it in a much clearer way. Allow other people to therefore see you in a clearer way. Be confident, sit up and say, this is me. This is who I am. Here's my outline. You're not going to be able to change that right now. You may have dreams for the future and things in the past that you don't like, but in the here and now, you exist the way you are. And the trick is to accept that. You can see it, let other people see you. Okay, really important. So believe in yourself, have faith that things will go your way, especially where other people are involved. So you take on the role of, I am the captain of this ship, and you take charge of your life. You naturally are in love with yourself, you feel fired up, you know that you have joy inside of you, and that it's about you at the moment. It's not about meeting other people's expectations. It's not about trying to squeeze yourself into some box. It's waking up and looking forward to the day and saying, I'm alive. I get to do something great. That's such a lovely kind of summary energy, whether you're in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere. It's really coming out of your shell and saying, this is who I am. Just be. And that's lovely when you can get to that place of, this is who I am and I like it. And you're comfortable with yourself. That's just saying those kind of things lifts your vibrations. It's really positive. So tap into that on Tuesday for best results. On Wednesday, the 12th of August, the moon now shifts gears and it moves into Gemini at 1:47 in the afternoon. Gemini is an air sign, so now the focus is on ideas and the way you articulate and what haven't I explored yet, and what do I need to express? How can I be me? How can I walk through this doorway of an even better me? And that's a weird thing to say because it implies that there's a worse version of you somewhere, but no, it's who you are now, accepting that, and then looking at maximizing your potential and really honing those talents and parts of you that are unique and that make you you, and to really bring those to the foreground, so to build on your strengths. And you can only do that when you know yourself and you realize that, first of all, it's normal to have strengths and weaknesses, and to look at your weaknesses but not to get swept up in them, and to say, okay, these exist and I choose to build on these wonderful things that are inside me, and hooray. It's really kind of a professional energy of bringing out the best in you. So if you have to present yourself, if you have to go for job interviews, if you have to make a good impression on the family, Wednesday looks really, really good. The sun is in Leo. Ta-da! Here I am, a star is born kind of energy. Look at me. It quincunxes Neptune in Pisces, so it forms a harmonious relationship with Neptune and Pisces, and that can really allow you to dream up this most amazing version of yourself and bring it to the foreground as well. So this is really dreams coming true time. So Wednesday, the Neptune connection brings in fear, and that's going to try and hijack the whole day for you by telling you you've overextended yourself. You've gone too far. You can't keep this up. And that's a sign that you're doing really, really well in the week, and that the ego is trying to pull you back and say, oh, hang on, we've got to sabotage this person, otherwise they'll do really well. So on Wednesday the 12th, if you feel like, okay, things are moving a bit too quickly, I'm doing too much, it's actually a sign that you're on the right track, so keep going. Be cautious when dealing with fear, obviously. It's not something that you're like, okay, fear, thank you for sharing, bye. I mean, that's what it should be. Excuse me. But it's not how most of us experience it. So be kind of careful dealing with it, because it is a treacherous area. You can get sucked into it. And overcome it through self-love, self-acceptance, and self-belief. So however you tap into those feelings, whether it's through sport or meditation, water gymnastics, prayer, whatever it is you do to get to that happy place in you. That's all it really is. It's no big mystery. It's trying to get to the happy place in you, which always exists, by the way. It's always available at any point in your life. The trick and the difficulty lies in staying in that space, because you can get pulled out of it very easily. So it's maintaining that positive vibe. That lets you tap into these great feelings, which allow you to soothe any fear that comes your way on Wednesday. The reason to minimize the fear is because on the flip side of it, it's a great day for love and new relationships, and especially things that you've been manifesting or trying to manifest actively, deliberately in the past. So it's like a duality is very strong on Wednesday, so it's like a day to manifest your reality the way you want it to be. Amazing. So the moon in Gemini doesn't just open the doors into thinking and communication, it opens the doorway into this new reality, the reality you're trying to bring in, and rather than move through the doorway, you're bringing things through the doorway and into your real life. So there's a real plus side to not giving into fear on Wednesday, because on the flip side of things, you can really manifest the best things in your life. So Tuesday and Wednesday, both days where you remember on Wednesday, the ego said, oh, you've overextended yourself. Yeah, not true. And then before that, this fear of being seen and having to try and stay in the background and not being heard by other people, that's the ego at work. So that's another really good sign that you're going further and further and further in the right direction, and that you can trust that, not the fearful voice on the side. Great. Moving on to Thursday, the 13th of August, Mars, the planet of drive and ambition, and the man, is in the sign that it rules, Aries, which is the warrior, the ram, the fighter, the person in charge, the leader. Both represent fire, the element of fire, which is masculine in itself. So Mars in Aries influences you today by giving you this heat and fire, and it squares Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto is change and real fundamental change. Like, it's the root chakra in our chakra system, and it's the thing that connects you with earth. So money, your body, relationships, sex, a roof over your head, all of the very basic human needs. And Mars, I want, monster, and Pluto coming together is like, oh, everything can change here. So that's kind of a big deal. It's kind of an energy that makes you go, oh, careful, don't overdo it. So Pluto's in Capricorn, so if you work hard enough, you can change the landscape of your life for the better And Mars, in this kind of really masculine placement, I can create, I can rely on myself. I don't need anyone else. I can walk alone at 3 in the morning. That's the energy of Mars in Aries. Really overconfident, super confident, mega confident, ultra confident. A level of confidence that's beyond, okay? So other people are rolling their eyes and it's like, okay, still confident, nice. So that together with Pluto really can change your life, so it's something to take seriously. The moon in Gemini sextiles Chiron in Aries, so they are friends, the wounded healer in Aries, and Mars in Aries, so they're both in Aries, interesting. So I am and I heal are pretty much the same. So any I amness that comes through automatically comes through with personal healing. The Gemini moon also sextiles Mercury in Leo, and Mercury rules Gemini. So again, the moon is very connected and you're very connected to what's going on. Which means that you're like an undercover investigator and you know intuitively what your options are. So you know, do you remember those storybooks that had different options in them? So if you like Lisa, turn to page 23 and go through the door. Or if you don't and you want to confront Lisa, turn to page 28 and then you choose your own story and you go to page 28 and now having confronted Lisa and so on. It's like that. You can see the choices that are laid out in front of you. Like on Wednesday, fear's going to try and hijack me, or it's a really great day to self-actualize and to be in love and to share that with another person. So you're really clever and self-aware. And you're confident and you see what your options are. So you really have this cool sense of, okay, I can choose, I've got my time, I don't have to be rushed, I know what is going on. So it's detached, but it's the best kind of detached because you're making long-term decisions for your life. Thursday altogether, with Mars and Pluto and the Moon and Chiron and Mercury, the energy feels kind of like the tower in the tarot. So the tower is somewhat lightning hitting this tower and people exploding off and things go flying. But because of Mars, it's also a very butch energy. So like the Emperor in the tarot, someone big who's Aries on the throne because he's fought and because he's hardcore. There is a major kind of energy on Thursday that gives the potential and the room for disruption and destruction. If you or anyone else in your life are tapped into fear. So the day before, on Wednesday, fear tried to hijack things and said, oh no, you're overextending yourself, remember, and you're doing too much. Pull it back. And some people will have listened to that and they will have pulled it back and they'll be frustrated and annoyed because of that. On Thursday, that kind of builds, and people you come into contact with, if they're super frustrated, it will kind of spill over into your energy, into your aura field. Okay, so you'll pick up on it. The best way to deal with that is not to engage. Don't engage with arguments where you're not going to prove anyone right anyway. And anything that comes at you and you feel that it doesn't come from a place of love, it comes from something else, and also you yourself coming at you, if it's not from a place of love, don't engage with it. If you're confronted with something that won't go away, if someone you work with comes up and says, hey, actually, you know, the way you put your little things on your board really bothers me because whatever, something like that happens, the best way to deal with that is to try and get to the root cause of what's really going on, why that person is upset or why they're really concerned. Don't try and sweep it under the rug, make it all better and say, oh yeah, it needs to be acknowledged. Okay, so anyone who comes at you today with a concern or they're very upset, it's not that actual thing that they're upset about, it's that they don't feel seen and heard and acknowledged by you. So it's got nothing to do with you really, because that person tapped into their own fear repressed themselves and then saw you living your life and being you, and they're like, okay, I'm going to attack that person because they haven't followed the rules. And the rules are suppress yourself, be in fear mode, and don't live your best life. So misery loves company. But you know, it's like when you talk to someone and they demand something of you. Like they demand certain interactions of you that you can't get away from, nor that you should get away from them, but it's every interaction comes with certain rules. If you go to a store or something, then your boss will tell you that you have to tell people to have a great day or something like that. It's an interaction that is kind of on the agenda, and every other person is going to feel some pressure to have something like that on their agenda. And rather than say, do you know what, I'm not going to give them what they want, I'm going to confront them today and show them the error of their ways. Breaks, okay? Big red flag. Don't do that. If anything, I would humor people on this day. And if it doesn't go away, in the sense of they keep confronting you and it's something that's in your face, look at what's really going on, like I said. So why are you concerned? Why is this hurting you? Why are you coming at me? What's really going on here? And give them the opportunity to say, you know, it's not because of the pins in the wall, it's because I've been here 2 years, you've been here 2 months, and you're getting the promotion because the managers really like you, and I'm really annoyed about that because I was going for the same job. And all you can do, because you're going to have to keep working with that person, is say, okay, what's really going on? If, okay, I won't stick my pins through the wall anymore, it does not work. People are likely to open up, and you can actually acknowledge someone else's pain and help them heal from it, even if you are the cause of that pain. Because you're just a mirror, you're just someone who's living their life, and because of that, this person is coming at you. So, looking at this from a completely different way, take that as a compliment as well. That someone feels like you've got something that they don't have. It's just because you didn't decide against yourself, you decided for yourself this week. So it's always you, okay? Yes, you. Your talents, your special skills, your unique circumstances, those are the ones that are right for you. So don't sweep that under the rug either and diminish yourself. Say, this is who I am, and I have certain requirements, and same thing. You honor those things between you and another person, you honor the same thing between you and yourself. It builds your confidence, builds your esteem. Moving on to Friday the 14th of August, we've got the moon now going into Cancer at 11:37 in the evening. The moon in Cancer is focused on good relationships with people in the domestic sphere, so lovers and family and children and yeah, everyone who's in your most inner circle. Mercury in Leo still makes the communication, there's real potential for fun and leadership and joy and to really be clear about things. That's why you're able to break through certain obstacles with others, because you speak in a way that's self-aware but that's crystal clear, and that really breaks down a lot of barriers. It quincunxes Jupiter in Capricorn, so on Friday working with that for new beginnings in work, in your practical physical life, the way your walls look, if they're too bare you want to decorate them, if you want to work in a way that really enriches your life. And Mercury in Leo also quincunxes Neptune and Pisces, and this image, Mercury in Leo, so the communication planet, fired up, and then Neptune and Pisces, the water planet in the water sign, it kind of is like it seems to me like a very humid, hot, frustrated kind of atmosphere. It's like Florida at the height of summer, okay? It's like super humid, kind of difficult to make your way through, sticky, sweaty. So Friday, things start to really heat up for you in the area of love and romance. The big trap on Friday, and it seems this whole week, is this self-sabotage brought on by fear. So, I'm afraid of losing my job, so no, I can't say this and I can't be this person, so I'm going to shut that down and then just get frustrated behind the scenes. Not a good dialogue. and not fun and not empowering. Instead of that dialogue, it ought to be, I need this job, but inside of me, I realize that I could do so much more, so I'm going to apply for this bigger position because I know I can get it. It's a whole different attitude. It's much more constructive. So again, if people are trying to tear you down, just notice that you're the one kind of on the upward slope, and that it's a confirmation that you're on the right track. Confidence in yourself will lead you to a new beginning in the area of relationships on Friday. So loving relationships and better relationships with those in your life, because they see your confident self and they see this new amazing unstoppable energy, and they start to interact with you differently. Amazing. On Saturday the 15th of August, Uranus goes retrograde for the rest of 2020. Uranus is the planet of the unexpected. It's the rebel, it's lightning striking somewhere completely unexpected. It's the miraculous, it's the future, it's humanity, it's really things that are beyond your wildest dreams and that you could never see coming. Huge surprises. Whenever anything goes retrograde, it appears to move backwards. Okay, so it looks like it's going away from us. It isn't really, just an illusion. And when the planet does appear to go backwards, it changes the energy of it, and it's a nice opportunity to review that energy. And Uranus has brought us a lot of unexpected things this year. So because of that, on Saturday, review anything surprising or out of the blue that's occurred to you, and how you can move forward from where you are on this day, Saturday the 15th. What have you got that you didn't have before? What can you now do to move forward in future? So I don't need to mention what we're all thinking of, the big disruption this year. What opportunities has that brought up for you? What has had a chance to rest in your life, and how has that become apparent to you? So your hair before the lockdown was completely fried because you bleached it out. You haven't been able to do anything with it for 4 months. Your beautiful brown roots have now grown out, and your frizzled blonde hair is just lying there, or the remnants of it are lying there. What has become apparent to you about the way you treat your hair, and how it looks now that there's been a healthy regrowth compared to the fried ends that are blonde? It can be as mundane as that, but it can be as amazing as you haven't been able to do your acting job for 4 months, and you now realize that you channel higher beings, and that you want to start your own spiritually based business, and that wouldn't have happened if there hadn't been this delay and this free time. What do you want to do differently in future? So now that you have looked at your life and seen its rhythms, how can you bring in new rhythms in future? It's bringing up some quote I heard. So the rhythm's got to keep moving, and I'm being told that you need to have several frequencies at play in your life at the same time to keep your own frequency up and high. So the frequency of your relationships, your financial life, your creative life, your spiritual life, all of them have got to bounce along. Amazing. Do you choose freedom or no freedom? Are you going to make yourself financially independent and go live alone? Or are you going to move in with your whole family and have them support you and you support them? It's really an amazing, life-changing, and I say life-changing quite often, I think, but because we do have these amazing opportunities here that come via the astrology, but people don't change their lives every day, do they? They do change them, in my experience, every couple of years. Or I've had insights into myself and my life every couple of months and years, I would say. I'm just saying months to seem like I'm making more progress than I am. But there are insights that you get about yourself that really change the way you are. Like, I really do think that people don't change, and they do change. I think they don't change in that beautiful spiritual essence that each human is blessed with. Because you were created, I know this is going to be like, okay, great, thanks for the insight. But you were created in a moment of love, passion, ecstasy. Whenever two people are together, something divine creeps in. So you were created in that moment. So you are a product of love in your very essence, or in your human essence. On a spiritual level, you're a splinter of the divine. I mean, you're part of God. So with that being there in place forever, what you're able to let go of are the faulty beliefs that you pick up along the way that hold you back. And these things can take decades. I mean, if you are brought up in a certain way to be really narrow-minded, for instance. My parents were narrow-minded, I am narrow-minded. It's just the way it is. It can take you decades to come out of that and to realize there is another way of looking at the world. And that truly can change. So you still are the same person, but now you've changed in the way that your perspective is. And when you see things completely differently, then you see the world completely differently, and you become a completely different person. So change is really something that is possible and that people do achieve all the time. And I want you to be encouraged that this can be a life-changing day. If you look back on 2020 and you say, okay, I've been struggling with my finances for 5 years and I'm doing this job and stuff, and then the lockdown happened and I thought I was going to go completely belly up because I'm living month to month, and then I worked this thing out with the government and I got this part-time job and everything did work out, but it really shows me that I don't need to be in that job. So it gives me the opportunity now to look at my future and do something different. And that's a real crossroads in your life. And you can go, oh yeah, Sunday, I'll do it tomorrow. Or you can really say, okay, I'm really going to knuckle down and I'm going to do work differently in future. I'm also going to move. This is me now. Okay, get a new job, also move countries and do everything to the extreme. But one is enough. And that's what I'm saying. It can be a life-changing day. You can make a decision that can change your entire universe. And I'm getting this compelling. It's like this love coming up in me, and it's just like, please choose you. Please choose a loving life for yourself. Please choose, I'm holding the tripod now, I love you, okay? Please choose the best life you can have. I want you to. And everyone who loves you wants you to. They may not be around you right now because they may have passed on to the other side, or you may have none of them in your family, so they're further away from you. They're friends you haven't met yet. Or it's people who know you from all over the world. There are people who see that light in you and say, oh my God, what a cool person. I love them. I want that person to have the best life possible. And we all know what that feels like when you see someone who's just got something in their eye that sparkles, and you're just like, I love that person. They're so, I just love them. So the way you want the best for that kind of person, do that for yourself and say, oh my God, that cute little 5-year-old, if that's when you truly loved yourself. Or, oh my God, that sexy 25-year-old me. Or what this current me that I absolutely adore. Whatever that is, be generous enough to say, I love you. You can have an amazing life. And I'm sending you the courage and the joy and the encouragement to experience that. And I think we should do it now for each other while we're watching this, or while you guys are watching this and I'm talking. Imagine all those people watching this video right now who have that little sparkle in their eye and who want to do something magical with the world, and thereby make the world a more magical place. So I'm holding space for all the people who are popping up on my grid at the moment, and I'm just wishing them all the love and joy in the world so that they achieve their hopes and dreams. And that's you watching. You're included in that. I'm sending you all the energy in the world that just makes you bigger Do it for other people as well. Imagine all the people who appear on your grid and send them that unconditional love. And either visualize it flowing out of you like pink energy flowing into other people, or you just feel it. By giving it away, you get it back threefold. On Sunday, the 16th of August, we still have Mercury in Leo. So speak up all week, okay? Make sure that you're clear and that you just channel your confidence into your voice, into the way you present yourself. By the way, if this is, again, if you don't like the way you look and you've been hiding under a huge fringe, you can make the decision that, hey, I want to be seen. And you can change your hair. Going back to hair again, second time I'm bringing up hair. Hair is really important to people. So changing your hair can be one of the biggest changes on you. Like, imagine if you do have a fringe that like covers your eyes and you've been using it to hide from the world. By, you know, clipping that back or putting extensions in or doing something with it so that it's out of your face, it can open up your whole perspective, and then you get back what you put in threefold. You express positive things. So the outside can influence the inside. The easiest way is to take the inside through meditation and sports and exercise and the thing that gets you to your happy place, and then let that spill over into your physical life. But if you live for your body, if you're like, oh my god, I am smoking hot and I just love the way everyone just adores me, then use that to feel good about yourself. Use the confidence wherever it comes from. It quincunxes Pluto in Capricorn, so Mercury does on Sunday the 16th. And it also trines Mars in Aries, so we've got another Mars energy on Sunday. So Pluto, change at the core level of who you are. Mercury, the way you think and communicate and see the world, perspective. Mars, I want, I desire. Venus is in Cancer, the planet of love and beauty. She's still saying, live for those in your life. And it squares Chiron in Aries. So self-love, healing of the self and others, and allowing yourself to be loved. Wow. So allowing yourself to kind of emerge like Venus out of the ocean. This is who I am, this is who I love. It feels really natural and nice. So anyone who is, oh, people don't change, look at what this week does to you in the sense of how much you can love yourself and become the real you. And be proof that you can change. Sunday the 16th altogether is especially combustible with that Mars in Aries and Chiron in Aries. So it's really, really intense. The best way to use Sunday's energy is to spend time with your loved one or your loved ones, family, friends. Have fun. Being there for someone else is a really good idea. Engaging in arguments and blow-ups is not a good idea. And it's not healing, and it doesn't build bridges. I don't know about you, but sometimes I felt that, you know what, I need to say this to this person. They need to understand. Because if they understand how I feel, then of course they're not going to treat me like that. And they'll change the way they behave. No, that does not happen. If you yell at someone and say, do you know what? No. They don't go away from that and say, okay, Greg just yelled at me, let me reflect. Most people don't do that. They say, that guy just yelled at me, why didn't I yell back? And next time I'm really going to let him have it. So if you want to build bridges, you do it by connecting with someone, getting to know them, and building positive energy between the two of you. So that they open up more and you get to know more and more and more and more. It's a gradual opening. People don't just reveal their innermost selves to you when they first meet you, because they protect themselves, rightly so. So use that positive angle. If someone is in your face confronting you, or if there's something you don't like, do it the same way that you did on Wednesday, Thursday. Don't sweep it under the rug, acknowledge it if it doesn't go away, and say, like, if someone's really engaging you in a blow-up. Why do I use that? What's a blow-up? A blow-up is an explosion, a row, like an argument, a fight. And it just won't stop in the sense of, why do you do this? You should change. Should, would, why? You ought to. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to hurt me? Are you hurt? What's really going on here? What do you need? Because they're coming from fear, same way you would be if you're going at someone on Sunday. It's, yeah, believing the lie that you're small and that you need to conform and you need to keep your feelings to yourself. And the truth, which is that you're a divine, unique being and that you deserve to be happy. And that you have a right to your feelings. And to understand why the people around you are treating you the way you do, you have a right to that. What is it you're trying to achieve? You know, and if someone asks you something, why have the dishes not been done? You don't have to answer with, the dishes have not been done because A, I went to the store and I had to deal with the kids and all this stuff. It can also be, let's talk about your face. You know, you don't have to respond. It can be anything, and that isn't constructive. But it's just an example that you don't need to follow the rules as such. If someone is on the track of an argument, you don't need to put yourself in that. Well, thanks for asking that question. I think we should talk about why you're so upset. And I'm not trying to be facetious or to make fun of you. I really love you, and I see that something's going on, and let's talk about it, what's happening, so we can get back to a good place. That's a really, I like that approach for this week, and I think people are going to be very open to it. So take on, you know, give people the benefit of the doubt and say, I love this person and they're just hurt at the moment, and I'm going to take care of them in that sense. If they keep at me, if they demand my attention, rather than, okay, this person is raging for a fight, I'm going to provide them with one. No, don't do that. It's a waste of your energy, and it doesn't build bridges, and that's what you're able to do this week. The most important bridge is obviously the one with yourself, but a pretty nice bridge is having loads of contacts in life, and you can build nice bridges with people here in all walks of life. Romantic love, family relationships, colleagues, anybody. So have a great week. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's like the feeling I get is that resistance against the self is gone. It's almost like you deflate in the battle against you and you just go, yep, I can just be now. I'm no longer partitioned. I'm no longer at odds with myself. I'm no longer fighting. I can have that peace and just go, I like it a lot. So I hope you have a fabulous week. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. Just click on the button on the front page to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, numerology, as well as my intuition. I can answer any questions you've got, because I use those divination systems and I draw up your chart in the astrology. I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. If you don't have the time of birth, it makes the chart inaccurate, so it's better to have the time of birth. I'm touching you guys again on your tripod, I'm holding on. If I do have the time of birth, which in a chart rectification, oh yes, if you don't have the time of birth and order a chart rectification with me, that's a process where I work out your time of birth. I request 10 life events. Once I have those, I can look at the chart during that day and see which one is you, so when you were born. Once I have the time of birth, then I have that snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, and that's your chart for life. I can analyze that and see what your vocational aptitudes are, what your life purpose is, where you've been in past lifetimes, what your life purpose is this time around, where to live, astrocartography, travel, relationships, money, health, marriage, when the best time is to move, when you ought to travel, where are the most amazing places in the world. So anything at all really that you want some info on, I can look at that for you via a personal reading. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and share it online and hit the subscribe button. And please do hit the subscribe button if you have watched this video and you're not part of the Gregory Scott experience here on YouTube, please be, because it's really fun. We've created an amazing community here on YouTube full of amazing people, and it's really I really value and treasure it. So each one of you who's part of this channel, thank you so much. There are so many cool people on this channel, so it's like a resource. If you have any spiritual questions or queries, people don't do this a lot, but you can. Like, if you go in the comment section, you can just ask, and there are so many experienced readers and spiritual people and people who are, you know, on this journey to self-actualization and trying to live their best life possible on this channel. It's really a resource of good. So be part of it. Ask questions, use other people to build a network, to answer questions, to give you support if you need it. Really, anything that you need out of it, just ask. People will be more than willing to give. Have a wonderful week. Hopefully I do get to speak to you in person. That'd be awesome. If you want that, then get in touch via the website. Have a wonderful time, and I'll speak to you next week.